on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. Metronet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch to Metronet today at metronet.com/switch. Metronet. Love your internet.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Brandon Manning or Randy Daniels at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association. Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show is powered by Greenville Utilities and also brought to you by
Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Papa John's, Pepsi, The Rick House, Greenville Utilities, BMS Builders, Seared Chop House, The Gavigan Agency, Taft and Hagler, Tiebreakers, and Greenville Auto World.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome into a great show we have for you. We're talking East Carolina Pirate football and North Carolina State football. We're less than 2 weeks away from the big matchup at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium to come today. Great performances by Pirates against the Wolfpack, and we're going to kick it off with Shane Carden, November 23rd, 2013. He was a part of 5 touchdowns as East Carolina beat State 42-28. Then we'll take you back to October 16th, 2010. East Carolina beat State 33-27 in overtime. Damon Magazu picked off the pass to clinch it for East Carolina. And then Luke Fisher, back on January 2nd, 1992, he caught the game-winning pass against State as the Pirates won it 37-34. Should be a great show. The captain kicks it off for us, Shane Carden, after this.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Seared Chop House is Greenville's only true chop house. We're open 7 days a week. Seared combines a remarkable menu with an unrivaled atmosphere. Lunch or dinner at Seared is a quality-driven experience where we highlight a thoughtful approach to locally sourced ingredients and hearty, flavor-rich cuisine. We're firing up the grill at Seared, Greenville's only true chop house, located on Fire Tower Road at Bell's Fork. Come see us at Seared 7 days a week.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville is happy to announce that their selection of inventory is back and bigger than ever. A huge amount of inventory was just delivered in the last few weeks and there's more on the way. These vehicles are priced to sell. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep has so many trucks you'll save up to $8,000 on select Ram 1500 crew cabs. That's right. As a part of the Make This the Summer event, you'll get $8,000 off on select Ram trucks. This is the most aggressive truck offer you'll find anywhere. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep needs to sell these trucks now, so they're priced to move. You'll also find a great selection of new Jeeps, but these vehicles won't last, so get over to East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep this month.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Carson Cracker Barrel in Greenville. Come see us.
Offers do not include tax tags and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
Shane Carden, number 5. What a career he's having, or what a season he's having.
Well, the way he distributed the football, I mean, he had 9 different players catch passes throughout the game. He made plays with his legs here, nothing open, ran for 2 touchdowns, but his command and just the ability to put the ball in the end zone when they got in the red zone, almost perfect throughout the entire game when they got inside the 20-yard line, and just the different ways that they scored and moved the football was so impressive.
He was 23 of 30 on the day, 255 yards.
November 23rd, 2013, East Carolina with the win over North Carolina State 42-28. Welcome back to the Brian Bailey Show. The captain, Shane Carden, joins us. He is now the head football coach at Wood River High School in Haley, Idaho, but he's taking time out to go back in time with us and talk about Pirate football against North Carolina State. Shane, how are you?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
I tell you, the captain, Shane Carden, joining us. 39 games, 1,052 for 1,579. That's 66.6% in his career, 11,991 yards, 86 touchdowns. Just a tremendous career. But we're talking today about North Carolina State because the Pirates obviously play in less than 2 weeks against the Wolfpack. Leading up to a game, you had tremendous games against State and against Carolina, you know, some of the regional rivalries. But when you play a game like this, Shane, what goes through your your mind as far as your preparation goes?
You try to treat it like any other game, and that's what we say to the media, and, that's what the stories are written. But, you're geared up for it, man, right? It's a close team. It's a team that, you're not necessarily supposed to beat. Maybe add a little motivation. And, when I was there, it was big phrase was chip on our shoulder, and we took that to every game. And there was no doubt when we went up to play NC State there, we definitely had that in mind.
When you think back to your career and the biggest wins in your career, State comes to mind, Carolina comes to mind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we just had such a great game plan going up to State. We executed it very well at a high level, and I certainly remember we played so fast that game offensively. We went back on film. There was a few times we were going no huddle so fast. They had 10, and I think even one play, 9 people on the field on their defense.
Wow, that's some kind of pace. When you think back to those days, how much do you wake up on a Saturday and miss, putting that uniform on and going back out there and playing?
Oh, 100%. Being a coach now, there's practices, and we're trying to tell kids the other day, you're going to miss, some of these hardest practices. These are the ones we look back on. You think about those summer workouts where, maybe half the team's throwing up after the workout, but you miss those days because, you just push through it together. And, for me, what ECU turned into is just such a family and, home for me that, 100% I miss it. And you bet I'll be wearing purple every Saturday this year.
Shaden Cardin will always be a hero to East Carolina Pirate fans. And what you said is so true. Even a player that played high school football like myself and knew I wasn't going to play in college. And I remember my high school coach telling us late in the season, hey, you only got a couple of times to put that uniform on. And when you're that age, I don't think you really realize it. But there's no, there's an adult league, I guess, somewhere. But there's really no other chance to put the football pads back on after you finish up. Football is one of those sports that it just doesn't happen anymore. And I guess, and especially with a guy like you who was such a star, when you finally have to hang it up, at least you're still around the game. But but you do have YouTube and you do have videos. You can always show your kids and your grandkids, and you're a hero at East Carolina.
Well, you definitely do miss it. And, football is unique in the sense that, there's pickup basketball games that you can get going pretty easily, and there's softball leagues, and there's maybe some flag leagues. But, once you do hang it up, like you said, there was never a time you'll get 11 versus 11 padded up on a field playing football. It just doesn't happen. And that's why football is truly unique in that way, that once you're done, you're done. And, it's hard for a bit when you first get done with it. And I think coaching and giving back to this next generation is just such a good and healthy way to still be in it and just to keep giving back to this sport.
All right, as you said, you're now the head coach at Wood River High School, Haley, Idaho. We always talk about, as you get older, you think about the younger generation. And now I'm 60, just turned 60 this summer. I think about, the really young generation, how it's all changed. I talk to the high school coaches here a lot, and I don't know how they deal with all of the social media pressures that these kids have to be under and have to, you have to monitor so much, and, it's just a different world out there, and it's even a different world from when you played high school football, which wasn't that long ago, to what these kids are going through.
Yeah, again, that's something we tell our kids. Look, they get a lot of pressure on themselves already, and then you add in this whole social media age that is just unlike anything. And I remember sophomore year of college, I had a conversation with a few roommates, like, hey, should I get a Twitter? And now, for my kids, I tell them to get a Twitter if they're trying to get recruited. It's a great way to communicate with coaches, get your, highlight them out there. Social media, if used right, can be great, but it is also so much extra pressure, and it's so hard to kind of push that noise out because it's just right there. It's right there in your hand 24/7. And it creates a whole nother, you can make it a problem if it is for these young kids. And unfortunately, it can be a huge distraction as well.
Yeah, it really can. And as you said, I think that's what I've always said about social media. If used correctly, it can be such an asset in every part of life. You can promote things that it's a different way to promote. I'm in the TV business, and we run commercials, obviously, but a great way for us to promote is through Twitter and through Facebook, and to get people watching that way. We can put our high school football show on Twitter the next day, and people can click on it and watch it right there on their phone. So it's really just changed so much. But I really have a lot of respect for all the coaches, the ones that are young like yourself, the ones that are older, that have been doing it for a long time, but it's very, very difficult. Talk about your team a little bit. What do you like about your Wood River High School team?
We've had a young team for the last few years. Our COVID year, unfortunately, we were only able to play 2 games. So we've had a lot of guys just put through some hard stuff, but we got a bigger, older group now, a group that's really starting to lead from the players. And, I tell those guys, I tell my coaches, man, good teams are led by coaches, great teams are led by players. And we're really starting to get to that point. We got an old quarterback who's been there with me. I've been working with him since 8th grade. We just got a good group of receivers, and the core of our team has just really changed since my first year there, and it's just fun to be around with a great staff. It's fun, We're battling right now, but when you can go over there and you can enjoy being around the kids and your staff's there making it fun, it's absolutely a good time and a good team to be around.
In doing the research for the interview, I looked back and I did not realize that in 2011 you played 1 game with the East Carolina football team as a wide receiver. What was that like?
Yeah, I was just itching so bad to get on that field, and it was late in the game. I got put in for a play. There was later in the year where I think Zico Pasuda's at running back because all our guys had gotten hurt, and I just told Riley, "Hey man, if I can go in, I know what the pass protections are. I know how to run a swing route. We're good to go." And he kind of looked at me laughing, and I'm 100% serious. Like, I'm ready to do this. Didn't get in there, and that's okay. It's probably for the best. But yeah, I just always was itching to get in somewhere.
You mentioned Lincoln Riley. I know he was a guest of yours a month ago or so. You got married. What was that like?
Yeah, it was great, and we tried to get a few more guys out here. Ruff was right there. He had some things going on, a few other players that couldn't make it. But, it was just we kept joking, man. It was like all over again. I'm sitting there talking to Riley and Bryce, and we were talking about games. And it was almost like we were back in time there for a minute. But just so much fun, and I wish those other guys could have made it. Hardy's up in Canada right now playing, so he was unable to make it, and a few other guys. Just how it goes. Life happens. People get busy. But it's great, and I think it just shows, that was that family thing. A lot of people talk about it and other programs, this or that, but that's really what it was for us. And, we still do keep in touch when we can with all those guys. And it was a blast. It was an absolute blast having those guys here.
I remember when Coach Ruff hired Lincoln, he was so young, and Coach Ruff said, he's special. And then I got to know him a little bit, and I thought, yeah, this guy is special. I don't think any of us knew how special Lincoln was, did we?
I don't think so either. And, I'm sure he did. He knew what he was doing. But, and something he'd always talk to the quarterback room about was just, you're always getting ready for the job you're going after, not the one you have. For him as an OC, he'd be in team meeting room taking notes as Ruff is talking. And, he'd tell us, if you're the backup, you should be training for this. If you're the starter, you should be, training for the next level. Always with your mind of kind of getting to that next spot. And obviously that's paid off for him. And what he's doing is awesome. And it's really fun to watch.
All right, take us to the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. Now, you're in the huddle, and you get the call that you're going to be running a route and trying to catch a touchdown pass. Take us through the call and what you were thinking on that play.
Well, I think it really started in the walkthrough before, where we're, our walkthroughs were just dead silent. It's only hand signals. I'm the only one talking, getting the signals from Coach. And we call that play in the walkthrough, and there is this just huge chandelier in the middle of the room. We do it. Worthy throws it up, and it might have even jingled one of the little pieces of the chandelier. It came so close to hitting that. I catch it. No one moved. It was quiet. We get done. Ruff's like, well, thank God you didn't hit that because I wasn't going to be able to afford to replace that chandelier. So he said, all right, that must have been a good omen. So we get into the game. I remember coming around the corner. I'm like, damn, there's a couple of guys over here. And sure enough, Worthy, trusted me to go up there and get that ball, which, he liked to tell Coach Nickel that, he was putting it behind the one defender in front of the other, and it was just like, no way. He just threw it up. But, he's just making plays, and having fun, and definitely one I sticks with. And, I coached some receivers out here in high school, and they're this or that. I'm like, hey, you got to listen to me now. I have a touchdown catch. So, I know what I'm talking about.
That was the last bowl win for East Carolina in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl, 37-20 win over the Bobcats of Ohio in that game. When you think about just your whole playing career and now into your coaching career, how has that playing career helped that coaching career to start?
A whole lot, and I think, going through and getting to get, some different leagues afterwards, I see the the biggest thing in coaching that I've ever seen get in the way of a good coach is an ego. And that's something I make sure I don't have. And I'm all ears of my assistant coaches. Now, when it's time to make a decision, it's my decision, and I live by it. But, no egos. And then, Ruff was really good about this, just, taking it. Like, hey, you know what? We didn't win that game. That one's on me. I didn't get you guys ready enough. And, I think as a coach, when you can take ownership of things, and obviously when it's good, you praise your team. Say, hey, that was a team win, man. And you guys got that done for us. It goes a long way. Being this close out to playing, you remember those things. And you remember how it built you as a player and your mindset and how close you could get because of that. So just taking those things back, the things I learned, the things I liked from coaches and things I did not like. The biggest thing, just communicating with your players. And like I said, I got a group now where I want to hear their opinion. They've earned that right in the off season and the way they carry themselves now. And again, that goes a long way when you can let your players be themselves and have an opinion about what's going on with the team.
All right, we're not anywhere close to Haley, Idaho, but give us a preview of this week's game, Wood River against McCall Donnelly.
Yeah, so this first time playing McCall. They're another small ski town, about 4 hours north. They're coming down. We're trying to get film from last year. We haven't played them ever, like I said, so we think we know what's going on. The main focus, though, is, we got to do what we're best at, not try to get too much into the game planning, and we just got to execute. And if we can do that, we got a great group of receivers, like I said, a good quarterback, and some older guys. We just got to go and we got to execute our game plan. If we do that, this team should be successful this week.
All right, final question. Any chance you can get back to Greenville for a home game this year?
Right now, looking at my football schedule and looking at my personal schedule right now, it looks like November 19th, that last home game.
Oh, great.
Pretty good for my schedule. So right now, that is the plan. I hope that all works out. But I'm going to let you guys know when that flight is booked.
Please do that. The captain returns on November the 19th. Shane Carden joining us today to talk East Carolina Pirate football against North Carolina State. Shane, thanks so much for the time today. I know you got a busy schedule right now, so we certainly appreciate it, and we appreciate your friendship. You're one of my all-time favorite Pirates for sure. I think you're one of everybody's all-time favorite Pirates. We loved watching you play, and we love keeping in touch with you. Best of luck with your new family. You get the marriage going and everything. You're coaching, and it's a great story.
Well, Brian, I thank you a lot. Always have a good time talking with you, and hope we can do it in person here later in November.
Sounds good. We're booking it November the 19th. Shane Carden, the captain, everybody. We'll take a commercial break right now. Coming up next, Damon Magazu joins us. You'll recall October 16th, 2010, as the Pirates won over NC State in overtime, and Mags made the big play in OT. Back with more after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and this is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. Sunday night baseball last night, the Orioles beat the Red Sox 5-3 in the Little League Classic. The Braves lost to the Astros 5-4. Matt Olson hit number 26 for Atlanta. The Yankees avoided a sweep and beat the Blue Jays 4-2 on a day in which Paul O'Neill's number 21 jersey was retired at Yankee Stadium. Andrew Benintendi hit number 4 for the Yanks. The Nationals lost to the Padres 2-1. Josh Bell, number 16 for San Diego. Sean Manaea went 7 innings for the victory. Congratulations to the Pitt County 15 and under team in winning the Babe Ruth World Series. The locals beat California 10-7 to win the championship. The Wood Ducks lost to Myrtle Beach 7-1. The Woodies have tonight off. Down east is 59-55, and Kyle Larson wins the NASCAR race at Watkins Glen. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
Where can you go where the beer is cold and friendship is forever? Pabst is the place that's in our hearts where we can be together.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is the place.
Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft, Taft & Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show on this Monday, getting you set for Pirate football against North Carolina State coming up on September the 3rd. Here's one of the biggest plays by a Pirate in East Carolina football history against the Wolfpack.
Or NC State. NC State doesn't need to try to get all of it this down. 3rd down and 12. Wilson looking down the middle. Picked off! The freshman, Damon Magazu! And East Carolina has come up with a
33-27 back on October the 16th, 2010. He was only a freshman. Damon Magazu, now an assistant coach at UNLV, and he joins us to relive the magic of an East Carolina Pirate victory over the Wolfpack. Damon, how are you?
I'm doing good, brother. How's everything your way?
Doing great, doing great. When you hear that call of that play, I mean, what does that bring back as far as memories go?
I'll tell you what, I got a little goosebumps just then, but it wasn't for anything else other than just hearing, all the fans go crazy. Got some of the best fans in the nation at ECU, and they've always been great to the football program there, and have always shown up and shown out, that's for sure.
When you think back to that game, again, October 16th, 2010, Pirates actually led 21-0 after the first quarter. State came back in the game. Back and forth we go. The second half was a defensive struggle. We go to overtime. Dominic Davis scores on a 1-yard run, but the Pirates missed the extra point. So as a defensive player, when you take the field knowing your team's only up by 6, I think a lot of us were thinking, like, well, here we go. If State scores a touchdown, gets the extra point, the game's over. But what are you thinking about as a defender in that situation?
It just goes back to your training, going back to what coaches have put you in position throughout the week, and the tips and reminders, and just falling back to your training that entire week and just doing your job. If everybody does their 1/11th on each play, then you're hoping that you're put in a successful position, and you just got to make that play when it comes your way.
Russell Wilson, now with the Denver Broncos, but of course that great career with the Seahawks. He went on to play at Wisconsin after he left NC State. But in 3 years with the Wolfpack, he threw for 8,545 yards, threw 76 touchdown passes. Didn't throw 77, did he, Damon?
He did not. And like I've said before, and I'll continue to say it, is guys doing their job, D-line up front, Raheem Morgan on a phenomenal reroute. That part hasn't changed. They made my job easy on that last play.
When you saw what was going on in that last play, did Russell tip his hand a little bit? Did you see it in his eyes where he was going?
I think, and I know I kind of reiterate myself every time we talk about it, but Raheem Morgan on the reroute really made it easier for me because I could feel that receiver really trying to fight over top on the bender. So once I started to feel that, then I was just keying through the receiver to the quarterback. So, I mean, really, he made my job way easier by just going and doing his 111. So just doing what we're coached to do on each play, and, the coaches put us in position on that one.
All right, when you made the interception, now you came out of the end zone, you downed at about the 2-yard line. What was going through your head then?
Get down and get out of there. Down, celebrate with teammates, the fans, the coaches, and then get out of there.
All right, that game was on television. Let me ask you this trivia question, because I didn't know the answer to this one either until the other night. Who was the first person that you had an interview with on the field right after that interception? Do you know?
Oh, I would say my guess would be that it was you.
Yeah, that's a good guess. I didn't remember it, but I was watching the broadcast of it, and the first one, because we weren't supposed to do interviews on the field. So Tom McClellan, if he's listening, please turn the radio down for a second, because we weren't supposed to do them on the field. But man, when that happened, we just ran out there and we got you. And then the next interview, because my best friend Brian Meador was working for the competition, Channel 7 at the time. So they flashed to a shot of me interviewing you, the TV side did, and then they went to something else, and they came back, and it was a shot of Billy Weaver getting an interview with you. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I got out there first. For an old guy, that's really good.
Yeah, you must have been moving, brother.
Yeah, I was moving, brother. I probably was rolling more than I was moving, but it was fun to do. All right, let's talk about Damon Magazu and what you're doing right now, an assistant coach with UNLV. Your coaching career off to a great start. You started as a grad assistant in East Carolina, spent 2 years at Oklahoma, which I know meant the world to you, and now you're coaching the safeties at UNLV. What's that like?
Oh, it's been a blessing. A lot of coaches get into the business to, really help young men grow, obviously on the field, but the off the field piece is the biggest thing for me. And now going into year 3, I've had a chance to see young guys come in and watch them mature. And that's been the biggest part for me, and being around these guys and see the work that they put in. And I'm just excited. We're excited as a whole staff to start game week this week and play week 0 and just focus on getting better every single day and watching our guys progress.
UNLV with that week 0 game, as you said, against Idaho State coming up. 3:30 kickoff on the CBS Sports Network. So if you have that on your satellite or your cable, you can watch UNLV this weekend. I know a lot of us are starving for college football. Carolina does have a game as far as regional teams go, but UNLV plays, and Damon Magazu. You'll be in the booth, right?
I will actually be on the field.
Great.
Good. Play in Allegiant Stadium here, where the Raiders also play, and so we'll have a good show out there from our fans here in Vegas, and watch our guys perform.
What's it like living in Vegas?
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. It was a whole different surroundings than what I anticipated being out here, because I've never been to Vegas before moving here. And I'm blessed to have my aunt and uncle that live about 15 minutes away from me. So it's nice to have family in town. And then, there's always great food, and I'm a big foodie. So there's plenty of places to go find and have all types of different foods.
How did you get to UNLV, Damon? I mean, when you're looking around at coaching opportunities, how did you get to work with the Running Rebels?
The football world and community is always a small one, as everybody knows. And I had a chance when I went to work with Coach Riley and Coach Ruff at OU to meet the new defensive coordinator in 2019, Alex Grinch. And he and our head coach here, Marcus Arroyo, worked together at Wyoming back in the day. So there was a connection there. And, I was blessed to be able to have a couple conversations with Coach Arroyo. And we gelled pretty well, had similar values and standards, and so I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to come out here and really start my coaching career as far as a full-time coach.
Being out on the West Coast, kind of like that, not really on the coast, but right out there in the West, do you still get a chance to keep up with East Carolina and the teams back in the East?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been following ECU ever since I left. I still know some guys on staff there. Trip Weaver, who was actually the GA for DBs when I played there. So I keep up with them, and then I always have guys calling me just from around the North Carolina area to some of my friends and buddies to see if I can help, get some of their family members on the board and stuff like that. And so I've been keeping up with Trip Weaver, Coach K, all those guys over there, and then obviously you, Meador, Tom, Officer Sutton. So I still keep in touch with all those guys on the East Coast.
Yeah, we appreciate that for sure, because we got a good group here that some of us have stayed forever, and some of these guys like Donnie K and Shank, they'll go away for a while and then they got to come back. So eventually we all return home, and hopefully Damon Magazu can return home as well. What about this UNLV team football squad this year? How good are you guys going to be?
We're just focused on doing our job, and the progress that our guys have made throughout spring ball and fall camp, and now going into week 0, it's been a lot of fun to watch them grow. So we're just focused on getting 1% better every day, and I think our guys have done that this off season. And we're just excited to kind of go out, focus on us on Saturday, and just do our job. But I'm really excited for this group of kids. For all the work that they put in, and just want to watch it come to fruition for them.
What's fall camp like at UNLV? How hot does it get there?
It's usually about 100, maybe high 90s by the time we get off the field. We practice in the morning to stay away from the heat.
Yeah.
But actually, during monsoon season out here, it actually got a little humid this year. So we were fighting a little humidity, but we changed some things to get our guys a break, kind of in between practice, cool them down a little bit, and then that way they can cool off, rehydrate, and then get back after it. So the guys did a good job adjusting. Coach Arroyo put together a heck of a plan for fall camp, and our guys were just working.
And you went through some hot camps yourself at East Carolina. How do they compare?
That heat and humidity on that turf in Greenville is a little bit different when your cleats are melting on that afternoon practice. So the humidity is what makes that heat out there Greenville a little bit different than out here.
Damon Magazu, assistant coach at UNLV, working with the safeties. His first assistant coaching job. Week 0 game for UNLV, taking on Idaho State. What do you know about the Idaho State squad?
Oh, they got a good group of guys. A really good group of receiving core, tight ends, running back, quarterback, and O-line. And, again, we just continue to focus on ourselves. But, a fun fact for you is Mazzoni is the offensive coordinator out there, so Gray Mazzoni's older brother. So I called Gray earlier this week just to say hello to him. And he's actually going to be out at the game, so hopefully I can see him before the game starts.
That's good stuff. Idaho State and UNLV, 3:30 kickoff on the Eastern time on the CBS Sports Network. Damon Magazu joining us. Damon, anything else you want to say as far as East Carolina, NC State is concerned? Was it a more, kind of just an extra special game for you guys when you played the Wolfpack? I mean, what were some of your feelings leading into the game?
It always meant a little bit more, and I think anybody who says a rivalry game does not is kind of lying to themselves. But it always meant more, that in-state rivalry, and you just had to focus a little bit more on your job and not let your emotion, kind of take over. This year's going to be a little bittersweet now that Coach Ruff's over there, Coach Brian Mitchell's over there. But, we're still rocking with ECU. That'll never change. Yeah,
that's going to be interesting to see, too, especially Coach Ruff, obviously, who bleeds purple. He's in the Hall of Fame, but he's on that little sideline. And I told him, I said, Coach Ruff, you just don't look as good in red. That's just how it is. But glad to see he's doing well. It was a great opportunity. Dave Doran's a really good guy. In fact, we'll have Dave Doran on our radio show next week as we preview East Carolina and North Carolina State. So we're looking forward to that. Damon, I know you're really, really busy. I appreciate you taking some time out to talk to us. Thanks so much, and we enjoy talking to you as always. Don't be a stranger. If you need anything our way, please give us a call.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you having me, and same to you, brother.
All right, Damon Magazu joining us. We'll take a break. Back with more on this edition of the Brian Bailey Show right after this.
This pepperoni was carefully placed by hand by a pizza maker at Papa John's. Just like this one, and that one over there. Ooh, and even these in the crust. Get yourself the new Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza, only at Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards.
Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Make a splash with Bassett Triple Summer Savings from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Hot looks, cool styles. Kick back, relax, and upgrade your seats and save. Buy any regular price Bassett recliner, sofa, or sectional and get $50 to $150 off every additional seat with free local delivery plus 12-month special financing. Shop our wide selection on in-stock bedrooms, dining rooms, and other living rooms. And save the sales tax and get free local delivery now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
It's bow time. Why are Bojangles Chicken Supremes called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and have you heard there's a new sauce in town? Try our new creamy buffalo sauce when you get a Chicken Supremes combo today. It's bow time.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
Left in the ball game. Pass is caught. Fisher will score.
Ron Frankie Valley is starting to hum a little bit there wherever he's starting to hum, I believe, right now.
Pumped a little life back in him. I think you're right. Good heavens. What a comeback.
I believe. What a comeback. East Carolina and North Carolina State way back on January the 2nd, 1992. January the 1st, 1992, I should say. What a performance for Luke Fisher in that game, catching the game-winning touchdown pass, 37-34. And Luke joins us now, the former East Carolina Pirate tight end. Probably, arguably, the greatest play in East Carolina football history, because the Pirates finished 9th in the nation that year. That was the highest finish ever for an East Carolina Pirate football team. But, Luke, every time you hear that, you got to have great memories, don't you?
Sure, yeah, it brings a smile back, that's for sure.
You got that smile going. And we're growing old together, my friend, aren't we?
We are, you're right about that.
When you think back to your days at East Carolina, obviously, you come down from Jersey, you come in as a quarterback. I don't even know if people even remember that.
No, they probably don't. It didn't last very long. I think I only stayed a quarterback maybe 2 or 3 days, and then they transferred me over to outside linebacker.
How'd you like linebacker?
Well, I loved it. I played that in high school as well. Kind of played both ways. But, moving to the defense was something I had been playing my whole life anyway. So that was, for me, it was fine.
In my career here in covering East Carolina, I've always said the Pirates are much better offensively when they have a tight end, and they do have some now in the program that will really make a difference, I think, this season. And going back through the years, some of the really lean years, Pirates didn't use a tight end in some of the offenses, but really didn't have anybody like that. But when you took over that tight end position, I mean, you were really not only a safety valve for Jeff Blake, but really just one of his big-time weapons.
Yeah, I think the offense or the style of offense we ran back then certainly was a passing attack that included the tight end in a big portion of that. So because of that offense we were running, the tight end was a part of it, and I was happy to make that move when they asked me to move over to tight end. When I asked them if I could catch the ball, they said yes, you'd be able to catch the ball. So.
All right, let's go through some of the great plays in your career. I know you did an article with Bonesville. I saw that article last night and doing some research for this interview, but some of the plays I definitely do remember. But you talked about some of these plays, the 2 touchdowns at Georgia.
That's funny. Yeah, you bring that up because at all the plays, there's been a couple, but that one is up there for me for the simple fact, Coach Lewis used to coach there, and I guess it meant a little bit to him coming back to his old school, and I wanted to just play the best I could that game, like every game, but that one kind of meant, I think, a little bit to Coach Lewis as well, being able to play them really tough in their place.
And then you had that 91-yard reception against Florida State.
Yes, that was I was surprised that I actually scored 91 yards against, because they had a pretty good defensive back team at that time and very fast. So for me to score 91 and on that particular play was pretty good for somebody as slow as me.
One of the other things you mentioned in the article was the brawl at Virginia Tech.
Oh yeah, that was it was a big rival back then between the two schools, and I had a buddy of mine I grew up playing with who played for that team. So that atmosphere playing there at Virginia Tech was such a big deal. And I don't think they respected us, and I think after that game they did.
I think they did too. Well, what was the brawl about?
Well, I as far as the brawl, I'm not sure. It was just everybody was out there, doing their best playing the game. It was back and forth. And I know there were some great defensive plays that game. Everybody contributed to that win for sure. I don't even think I played all that much, to be honest with you, in that game.
Wow.
I had a messed up shoulder, a dislocated shoulder at the time, so I only played a few series.
There were some great games through the years against Virginia Tech, and hopefully down the road we'll get that rivalry renewed, because there's no reason for Virginia Tech and East Carolina not to play, but that's some great things there. All right, let's go to the Peach Bowl now. You guys have that magical season. Before we talk about the Peach Bowl, though, what were some of the memories you have of the regular season and just that run to that great record?
Well, let's see. As far as my memory goes, it's the one thing that stands out was, I believe it was an away game at Syracuse that we won. And when we came back to the airport, besides the game and all the great plays and Jeff Scramble and all that, but when we came back to the airport and all those people were waiting for us, and I think the police actually escorted us back to the dorms in the buildings, that was something that, back then, that never happened before for us, or at least for me. So it was pretty neat seeing that.
Yeah, it was. I remember I was on that trip. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, Bill Lewis's wife put the "I Believe" stickers, and not the stickers, but they made them on a computer. They were like sheets of paper that said "I Believe," and they put them in the locker room, and they had it all decked out with that. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do. And that was from that point on. It kind of stuck, and everybody went with that. That's what everybody was saying. Between the media and the fans. I mean. So that was the beginning of it, I guess.
The Pittsburgh game, when you guys came back home and had to rally to win that game, that was memorable too, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yes. And the funny part is, I remember us practicing and Coach Logan is making us go for the 2-point conversion. It's like anything. Practice. If you practice and prepare properly, then basically it'll happen. And that's kind of how it happened because he said, we're going to win the game on the last play of the game with a 2-point conversion. And that week, we practiced it, and sure enough, it happened.
And it was quite a rally that Jeff Blake had to put together in the final seconds just to have a chance for that 2-point conversion.
Oh, yeah. All the connections he made and between Hunter and then the speedy little guy, I forget, Dion. A lot of
Dion Johnson.
Yeah, and then the 2-point and then him running it in, and then the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
It was just special being at home. That was a really big win at home for everybody, and I think the fans showed that by tearing down the goalpost.
Yeah. You know who was really one of my favorite players on that team that I don't think gets enough said about him was Cedric Van Buren. I just thought he was such a clutch player.
He always came through. In the Peach Bowl, same thing. He was always there. He was always very consistent, and he came through for us when we needed him, for sure.
All right, 34-17 in the Peach Bowl. It's cold in Atlanta. You guys didn't play very well for a lot of that game. You got 8:41 to play. 34-17. You hear some of the "I Believe" chants, but you heard them louder later in the fourth quarter. But did you believe at 34-17?
Well, Don, I still, if anybody brings that game up and we talk about it, I just remember walking up and down the sidelines, encouraging some of the guys and saying that, I know we're going to win this game. Just keep your heads up. And I just, for some reason, I had that confidence knowing we were going to end up winning that game.
And it was some kind of comeback. During that comeback, did you really feel like, hey, we've got it now?
Well, I think when Jeff, when we came back and there was probably a little over 8 minutes left and we scored the first one and we really got moving, the second series when we really started clicking and Jeff started connecting on some passes. And again, it was one of those preparation things because we prepared for a 2-minute offense all leading up to that game. And so we knew what we were doing. We had confidence going into it. And Jeff did a great job distributing the ball for sure.
All right, you got the ball down there. You're 22 yards away from pay dirt. If I remember correctly, it was an option route that Jeff Blake threw to you when you scored the winning touchdown.
It was, yes. That was either just curl in or curl out kind of thing. And, he did a good job leading me out and keeping the ball away from the defender. And I just caught it and kind of took it on the run.
When you scored that touchdown, and not exactly when you scored it, but say on the way home or maybe a week later, did you ever think like that's going to be an iconic picture in Pirate football history of you putting your arms out and Hunter Gallimore comes over to you? But I mean, that picture it will last forever in East Carolina football history.
Well, I don't think anything, you don't really think about it at the time. It's not until years later when you get a chance to reflect and see, and then everybody has pictures, and then even the other picture of diving across. A lot of people have pictures, and they're always, every once in a while, they're posting it or something like that. That's kind of neat. But no, you never really think about those things until you have time to reflect and look back on it.
Do you keep up with any of the guys still?
I do, yeah. We still communicate. A lot of us do via text, but every once in a while we'll call and talk to each other. But everybody's doing good that I keep in touch with, for sure. I wish I could keep in touch with more of the guys.
All right, big question is, are you going to come down to Greenville and see us during the East Carolina football season this year?
I am. I'm trying to pick which game will work. I've got a couple other places I'm going to, and I can't make the first game against NC State. It's our anniversary.
Oh.
My wife wanted to do something else.
Those anniversaries will get in the way of everything good, won't they?
Yeah, don't they?
Don't tell her I said that, though. We want to stay on her good side.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
How many years will it be for your marriage then?
Oh, I wish you wouldn't have asked me that.
Oh, the pressure's on now. You got to figure it out.
22 or 23, something like that.
Wow, that's a long time, Luke. I didn't make it that long my first one. But I'm on the way, my second one.
Couple years, so I'm doing pretty good since the over under was only a few years. So.
Yeah, I'd say the guys should probably have the over under down from there. All right, Luke, what do you do for your career and that kind of thing? Get us up to date.
Well, I'm down here in West Palm Beach, and currently co-owner with a general contracting firm, and we're building new homes. And we just finished one on Palm Beach not too long ago. So we're just, I would say, living the dream, but Florida has changed quite a bit over the past couple of years. But I still enjoy it, and I'm doing what I like to do.
What does it do as far as your career goes on a day-to-day basis? What are some of the things you have to take care of and that kind of thing as a general contractor?
Well, a lot of it is somewhat running the business, but it's going out, meeting clients, meeting different investors, taking a look at floor plans, pricing, a lot of pricing going on and stuff, dealing with designers and selections and that whole process. So everything from kind of start to finish if somebody makes a phone call and wants to build a house down here in South Florida.
Man, South Florida is a different world, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it's changed quite a bit. A lot of people have actually moved in the past year and a half. It's getting kind of crowded in the areas that it wasn't crowded before.
Wow. That's a different world. Every time I've ever thought about, I've been there a couple of times, but it's just, South Beach, Miami, all of that. That's big time city life, isn't it?
It is down there. West Palm isn't quite there. It's not as big, but it is because of that there's not as many high rises and things, but they are starting to go in downtown West Palm for sure.
All right, when you think about your career, Luke, how did the football career help your career now?
Well, I think the work ethic, that first thing, just with when you get into the office and when you leave, one of the first ones in, one of the last ones to leave, always trying to find something to do, staying busy, and then a lot of the great direction from the coaches themselves of being a good individual, a good person, having faith as well. All translate into the business aspect of living or life.
Do you get a chance to keep up with the Pirates then?
I do, yeah. A little bit. Not as much as I'd like to, but a lot of the guys and even the people up there that I still communicate with from time to time. But I'm looking forward to this year. I think the coach has done a really good year, or good job with the kids, rather, over the past couple years. And this year, I'm hoping to be their year with the quarterback, with Holton coming back, and this will be his third year starting now?
Yeah, he's been there forever. I think it's parts of 4. He's been there 5, but I think as a starter, I mean, it seems like every time you open up the book, it's Holton Ahlers' start. I don't know what we're going to do next year.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, but at least he has a good crew. He's got some really good running backs, good 1-2 punch there, and then he's got some good receivers, and I know CJ's back again, so I think I'm really looking forward to a really good year with these guys, and they're playing a pretty good schedule, and they got some teams in the top 25, so it should be challenging, but exciting at the same time.
All right, Luke, I'm going to make your plans for your anniversary. So we're going to watch the State East Carolina game at noon, and then we're going to take the lovely wife out for a very nice dinner, say 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish. What do you think?
There you go. That's perfect. Thanks, Brian.
You think she'll go for that?
She should. I hope she will.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Luke Fisher joining us. Luke, thanks so much for your time. I know you're busy down there in South Florida. We certainly appreciate hearing from you, appreciate the friendship through the years, and the guy who made one of the greatest plays in East Carolina Pirate history against the Wolfpack, and we'd love to having you on today.
Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate reaching out. You guys, good luck. Go Pirates, and take care.
All right, Luke Fisher, former East Carolina Pirate tight end, joining us. We'll take our final commercial break. We'll come back, and then we'll wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show right after this.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the Seafood Delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do you do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in Eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in Uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Do you want to feel healthier and have more energy? The secret is all in what you eat. At Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we have certified dietitians to provide you with accurate advice on the eating plan and the lifestyle choices that you need to make to help you live well. You need more than just an internet search to be able to get a plan that fits your unique needs. Your dietitian will customize an eating plan that is specific to your goals, your budget, and your lifestyle, while providing coaching along the way so you can live well. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Miles Berry, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we wrap up this edition of The Brian Bailey Show. Next week, Dave Doran, North Carolina State head coach, will be one of our guests. We're working with Blake Harrell, defensive coordinator at East Carolina. We don't have him confirmed as of yet, but that's the game plan. We do have Coach Doran's going to be on for a little bit to talk East Carolina and NC State football. It'll be game week this time next week. I want to thank our guests today, and what a great lineup we had. Shane Cardin, the captain, who led East Carolina to that 42-28 win over the Wolfpack back in 2013. In 2010, the hero was Damon Magazu, who picked off that pass to win it for East Carolina in overtime against the Wolfpack. And then Luke Fisher, one of the iconic pictures of all time, as he scored the game-winning touchdown January the 1st, 1992, as East Carolina beat North Carolina State by the final of 37-34. Great wins for the Pirates over the Wolfpack. Mike Houston and company hope to add to that list coming up on September the 3rd. That's our show. We'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also brought to you by
Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Papa John's, Pepsi, The Rick House, Greenville Utilities, BMS Builders, Seared Chop House, The Gavigan Agency, Taft and Hagler, Tiebreakers, and Greenville Auto World.
Join us next week for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.